What's going on, people? Today we got a lot of VK56 stuff to talk about. Well, also in race car stuff to talk about. What you might ask, billet intake manifold just came last week. Really excited about this. This is our sleeved block. It actually just showed up today. I'll show you guys that. Pair of Nismo cylinder heads, kind of, sort of. These are actually gifted to me, and I'll explain all that and show you those too. I'm going to talk about the old cylinder heads, what happened to those, what head games found, and what we're doing to move forward. We're going to talk about our new IDS head studs for the VK, and we're going to talk about the transmission, what happened to that, what we did to fix it, some new timing component updates, and lastly, some spark plug stuff, because people have been talking about that, and I want to kind of clear some things up there. So, a lot to discuss. Let's get going. All right, first thing to discuss, the billet intake manifold. A lot of people are super excited about this. I am also very excited about it. V2 Racing in Qatar actually made this for me. We're gonna start offering them here for everybody. We're gonna test it first, obviously, make sure it's good, and then we're gonna go from there as far as being a distributor in the U.S. for them. So after testing goes well, get a hold of us and see what we can do about getting you one if you want one. Let's see. So some cool things. So this one is there's going to be a couple different versions: single injector, dual injector that they're working on now. 102 millimeter throttle body flange in the front. Some cool things about it. It's got like air deflector that they did in here, which is kind of cool. I don't really know how well it'll work out. I'm not an engineer or airflow person, but it seems like it would help kind of balance out the air and not just everything piled to the back two cylinders. So we'll see how it works out. Pull the lid off. So the by the way, yes, it is gold. I know it's not my favorite color ever. Last minute they decided to anodize the lid gold and surprise me, and it's cool, but not really my thing. Probably gonna have it stripped and anodized black here soon when I get some time. But anyway, moving on. O-ring groove in the top lid, and one thing they did was kind of cool. I thought was it's hard to see, but there's another bumped groove uh, on the lower flange that actually helps push into the O-ring groove and pushes the O-ring groove tight or O-ring even tighter. So kind of cool. Minimize the chances for leaks. Let you guys see the inside of the lower hat. How the ports line up. Nice and smooth. So I will say that the fitment of this thing is absolutely perfect. The injector fitment is insanely good. They clip in there good. They sit down in the saddle really nice. Holds the injector and they're perfect. The injector fuel rail mounts are super cool. You can get right through to the bolt real easy. It's got a little hole in it, access hole. And like I was saying earlier, there's going to be a two injector version. They're going to sit one rail, two injectors per cylinder. They're going to sit right here like two small body injectors, like a Bosch sized 2200 size injector. So I know I had some people asking about dual injectors, so there's your answer. So yeah, we're super excited about that, and we're going to get testing on it here soon, as soon as the car's back together. Let you guys know how it works. All right, these are our new head stud kits specifically for VK56. That's the only stud kit on the market I know of that's specifically for the VK. That doesn't have to be, modified to make work. Cool things about it: it's got a bull nose on the bottom, all 100% thread engagement and block. It's got a actual socket style top on it over a Allen head, which is kind of nice. There's going to be two different versions. So this is the standard washer, ARP washer, standard nuts. So there's going to be two different washer versions. going to be $650 for the standard washer and $700 for the deluxe washer. So this got obviously a bigger OD, and then it's got the grips on the bottom. So this helps the washer dig into the head a little bit, and then you actually get a better torque reading because the nut only spins on this side of the washer, and the washer doesn't try to spin on the head. So it's a nice little thing. I'll show you them on the block. So here's a couple studs installed in this block here. You can see that's the size of standard washer. Nothing wrong with it. It works perfectly fine. That's basically what would come with any other basic ARP kit. You can actually see on these heads, they had those. You can kind of see where the indentation of the head stud or the washer was. And then that is what the washer looks like on the upgraded one. So either way you go, you're going to be good. You get a little bit better results, I think, with the upgraded washer. But like I said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the standard washer. That works perfectly good. But for max effort, that might be your better choice. And just one last thing I wanted to say. These are a 22,000 psi stud, so similar to like what an ARP 2000 is. We are looking into making a 625 metal style or L19 style stud later on down the road. But for now, this will do a lot of horsepower. I bet you could probably make 1,800 horsepower on these, no problem. So this is a 12 millimeter stud, so it's plenty capable. 110 foot-pound torque. And these are available on our website, importdragsolutions.com. They're not live on there at the moment, but they will be this week. But if you want them right now, just shoot us an email, importdragsolutions@gmail.com, and we'll get you set out right away. All right, next topic of discussion. These are the crank gears that drive the timing chain. These are the factory ones. And I've never seen one break, but apparently they do break, from what I've been told, and I can see why. See if it will focus. But as you can see, where the keyway is that locks this onto the crank, it is super thin right there. Apparently it cracks right there, and it splits this whole thing in half, and bad things happen. So there's two on the crank. They sit like this on the crankshaft. The back one drives the left, or one. This one drives one side, one chain, and the front one drives the other. That's how that works. These are the Boundary upgraded ones, made of a much better material, a lot stronger, don't crack. So these will be available on the IDS website as well. So if you need to get a hold of these, then let us know. And then following along with the rest of the timing components, I did just pick up some OEM Nissan guides to get us through the rest of the year. I think what we have chalked it up to, talking to a few other people, especially in the coyote industry, that the methanol just eats this plastic up, and it turns it to crap, and then it falls apart. So I believe that's what was happening. Delrin seems to be the solution. So these hopefully should just get us through the next couple races that we have for the rest of the year, and then over the winter we can work on maybe some billet guides with the Delrin, cover over it, or just make them all out of Delrin. So we'll see. We'll get to that, and then also my buddy Smack is making some mechanical tensioners. Get rid of the hydraulic ones. That way we can just set it and not worry about it, and then kind of get rid of the plastic bodied factory hydraulic tensioners. So hopefully we'll have those on before we get it back out again, and that'll help as well. And so here is our sleeve block. It is, like I said, I just got it back today from Race Engine Development in California. They knocked out the sleeves for me. These are Darton sleeves. They've been making these for a while, apparently, because they were used in the factory-backed Nismo / Kelly Racing Ultima over in Australia for their supercar series that they run over there. They had a Ultima, the VK56 in it. Really cool. They had a lot of tech in those things, and it was neat. But the reason they ran them, not really for strength, but for piston size. They could run a really big piston size when they would sleeve them. Apparently, all the way up to 4125. These sleeves are a little smaller. These are only good for a 4064, which I think I'm going to run basically 100 millimeter piston, which I think is 3940, I believe, in inches, which actually make this a 5.9 liter after that, which would be cool. So yeah, really strong looking. I mean, the sleeve is crazy thick. So excited about that. But yeah, this will be hopefully a next year block. I'm gonna put the aluminum rods and crank in this block, and obviously, like I said, it's going to be a 5.9 liter. And I'm going to use the other cylinder heads that I just quickly showed you. I'm going to go into depth on those here in a minute and show those cool things. So yes, these cylinder heads right here. I was essentially gifted these from Steve at Racing to Development. Just through emails, we were talking about the block and what we were done with the VK, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? I have a pair of VK 56 cylinder heads that were CNC ported for Kelly Racing. Basically the same team I was just talking about, the Australian Supercar Ultima. These are cylinder heads from that car. They were used on that car. I don't exactly know why he had them, but that car is no more, and these have been sitting in his shed for some years now, he said, and he's like, well, if you can use them, then do something cool with them. So now I have them. Really cool to see. I mean, the ports are super nice. Beryllium valve seats, bronze valve guides. Super nice deal. So decided to put these on the sleeve block and see what we can push them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. CNC ported or CNC combustion chamber. All really nice. It's kind of neat to see some of the things these factory back teams do. I mean, they O-ring the intake port on the head side, which is kind of a prank because the intake manifold's O-ring, so I'm going to figure out a way to fill that. They even O-ring the damn valve cover gasket. They had billet valve covers on these things. Must have had some real big cams in that thing because the cams in my head are pretty damn big, and they clear with plenty of space, and I can see where they had a clearance the head for the cams, just like a 2J you would on a 2J. So they had to be massive cams. Kind of neat. All right, I'm gonna touch base on some spark plug stuff real quick. I did have some people call me out in the last video about the plugs being short, and I was just gonna sweep it under the rug and move on. But you know what? The more I thought about it, I'm like, maybe this will help some other people, and so I should just bring it up and call myself an idiot. So anyway, what happened was, in the short amount of time that we built the VK, and I'm not trying to make excuses for myself, but it never even dawned on me when putting the thing together that the plug reach was different on the VK. Never ran into I never really had the stock plugs in it, so it wasn't anything I ever worried about. The one in the junkyard, I just kind of zipped the plugs out, threw them over my shoulder, and never looked back. And the other motor I had didn't come with plugs in it, so it's just something I never really thought about, but it is what it is. So I just assumed that it was the same 19 millimeter reach plug that just about every Japanese engine uses. And this is what we ran in the 2J, and that's what I put in it. And it actually ran pretty damn good. Never had any issues. Never broke up. Never did anything weird. The only thing I could say that I did notice that was weird is that we had a really hard time getting a fueling read on the ring. It would always look like the plug was perfect. So. And I guess it's just because it wasn't in the heat, really. I mean, it was recessed into the head so much. But yeah, so this is just the 5820 that we usually ran, and then this is a brisk plug. This is a 26 millimeter reach plug. That's what you need to run in a VK. This is a ER10S, and this is similar to what like an NGK 9 would be. The reason why I'm running a brisk, I'm sure people are like, why don't you just get an NGK? Well, the only NGK 26 millimeter reach plug that's in a 9 or a 10 heat range is $45 a piece. So that's a little bit rich for my blood. So we went with the brisk. This is the coldest plug they make in the 26 millimeter each. So we're gonna run these, and I've seen other people have good luck with them, so we're gonna give them a shot. So I mean, this is, I don't know what negative effects that it was having on our program, but you can see how much shorter it is. It had to be a little bit slow on timing. I mean, probably the fuel burn probably wasn't quite as good as it could have been. So maybe we'll unlock some horsepower right there. Who knows? So ran damn good like that. So maybe it'll run even better. So we'll see. But hopefully this will save someone else some potential headaches, or just knowing the knowledge that yes, the VK takes a 26 millimeter plug, and I am stupid. All right, so where are we at on the race car right now? So cylinder heads are still at head games. Dave is actually doing a YouTube video on the cylinder heads, so I don't really want to give away all of the things that are happening with it, but I'm just going to run through a couple quick cliff notes, and then also subscribe to the Head Games YouTube channel, because he is going to be, like I said, doing a video on it, so you can check out in detail what's happening with those. But yeah, cliff notes. The heads I sent them to put valve guides, or the valve guides into, when they were taking the old guides out in the cylinder where the guide broke, it actually broke the cylinder head. Half the guide boss came out of the head when they pressed it out. I assume the impact or whatever happened to break the guide also cracked the cylinder head right there. And then so when they went to go press the guide out, some of the cylinder head came with it. So scrambling, I sent him a set of stock cylinder heads that are actually off this block, and they're going to do a quick little, simple head porting on it, and get it all back together for me, and fire them back to me. And then also just a quick little spoiler, the valve float issue that we run into is going to be hopefully solved by GSE. They stepped up to send Head Games a set of valve springs for us to use and try out. So that's also exciting, because now there's going to be more valve spring options for the VK guys, even better ones apparently. So yeah, so look at that YouTube channel, and you can find out in detail what all's going on with the heads through there. And then so also transmission, the transmission issue that's plagued us all year finally solved. So quickly, I just want to show you guys the cause and the fix for the issue we've been having all year with getting third gear. And sometimes it would go in, sometimes it wouldn't. And typically it wouldn't go in when we needed to the most. So hopefully that issue is gone. So right now it is in third gear. And that's what this is third gear. This is the dog for third, and this is the slider. As you can see, it's fully engaged. And I'll throw a picture up of what it looked like when I opened it up before. And then yeah, so as you can see, it was just barely touching, and so sometimes it would grab, and sometimes it wouldn't, because it was just barely grabbing the dogs. But the issue is there was a shim. There's a shim that goes behind here, this third gear, and it pulls it away from this cuff. And apparently, when I put it back to a 5-speed over the winter, those thrust washers stuck to the old third gear when I took it all apart, and then I didn't realize that it wasn't there when I put everything together. So everything looked right, but it wasn't. It took me a while to figure it out, but yeah, that was the cause. So hopefully we're good now. That should wrap up things for today. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it, and hopefully we can push the VK platform even farther here soon. I will take you guys along with me to the dyno to test all these new parts out, and hopefully go way past 2,000 horsepower this time. So I want to really lean on it and see where we can get, and hopefully do something really cool. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you then.